two, 1, 2, 3, 4.
Hello, everybody. Welcome to Extraordinary People with Patricia. I have a wonderful guest here today, and I'm going to start with this little introduction. So, today's podcast is going to be a little bit different. It's going to be a bilingual one at some times. It will be spoken in English and Arabic. And for those of you who are listening, first you can read the subtitles on the video version. And to get a better feel of the story, I highly encourage you to take a peek to see the face behind the voice. You will get a better understanding of this woman's struggle. Her face was on screens in every household. Her voice and her stories sang in everyone's ears, and now everything has capsized. So I met my extraordinary guest today at the gym. With the face of an angel, she emits the light of one also. You can't help it be charmed in her presence. This was her added value throughout her career. Little did I know what ordeal she was going through, and I will always regret not having reached out to her sooner. It is not her going through this ongoing challenge that makes her extraordinary. It is how she overcame this strenuous time. She also did it alone, without asking for support from anyone. Her life has been turned upside down ever since, and her inner beauty just keeps shining outward. I will let her tell you her story. She did it with strength, with grace, and with a continuous smile. When I heard it for the first time, we cried together, and we ended up laughing together. Let me introduce you to my extraordinary guest today. Welcome, Nadine Saba.
Thank you so much, Fati. That's so nice to see you again.
It is.
It's so touchy, your introduction.
It's just simply the truth. And I'm always sincere when I talked with my guests, especially with you. And I wanted to ask you something before we continue. What can you add to what I said on a personal note?
To what you said, I was really alone, but not really alone.
Yeah.
I was with friends around me,
Okay.
but not my family.
Okay.
That's what I meant by alone.
Okay.
Alone, no family. But God gave me another gift.
Okay.
The gift was my friends, my colleagues.
Okay. They were always by your side.
Yes.
Okay.
Until now, they are
Yeah.
by my side.
Okay.
I'm still working as the newsroom,
Oh.
as a writer
Oh, you are? Okay.
at MTV.
Right.
MTV, they are taking care of me.
Okay.
So I'm still
So-
surrounded with good people like
So you have a nice support system.
Yes, friends. Friends sometimes are better than
Yeah.
the family. They are a big family.
Yeah, so they become your second family.
Yes, they are.
So you've been working in media for 25 years. We'll give a little
Yes.
bit of a background.
Yes.
As a journalist, as a
As a
reporter,
presenter.
as a presenter. And you presented from cities all across Europe, the Middle East.
I worked in Rome for Orbit TV.
Okay, for Orbit TV.
Yes,
yeah.
as a presenter, I was really young. I was 18 years old.
Oh, you started
When I
so
started,
young.
yes.
So what made you choose this profession? Because at 18, you're still,
I always loved to be on screen.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
Okay. It
So,
suits you anyway.
And it
so-
happened by
Right.
chance. It happened.
Okay.
And I believe what will be, and what will happen will happen.
Okay.
If you really want it from inside.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Same with tumor and with my struggling.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, we didn't mention exactly what happened to you yet. So should we jump or should we just talk a little bit about your career?
We can do whatever you want.
Okay, let's go through the timeline.
Okay.
So you worked on screen as a presenter, etc., as a reporter for about 25 years. Okay, different media platforms. And then 6 years ago, am I right? You got some not very good news. How did it start?
It was difficult.
Mm-hmm.
I had a friend who died in cancer. Before she dies, I went for a visit. She was really in pain.
Okay. What kind of cancer was it? That's not related.
It was in her lungs,
Oh.
and it spread all over her body.
Okay.
She had no chance to live,
Okay.
and she had three really young kids.
Mhm.
Going out of her house, I told her, I'm gonna have cancer and I can feel it.
Oh, you had an inner feeling that you had an
Yes,
intuition
I had
that
the feeling, yes.
Oh, what made you feel that?
Because we have it in the family.
Oh, okay.
We have it in the family.
But not the same kind of cancer.
No, it was a different cancer. My cancer is so rare and aggressive. After a few months, I was diagnosed with this cancer called neuroendocrine carcinoma. Small cells.
Right.
And it is really dangerous.
Very aggressive.
Very aggressive. When the doctor told me, he almost said you have maximum 6 months to live.
Oh. What stage was it at? Was it as a
There is
at
no
a later
stages.
stage,
No,
or
no,
is
it wasn't
this
later
a different
stage,
kind
no.
of cancer? Okay.
It was really small, but it can spread so quick when it's small cells.
Okay.
And I think worldwide there is only 125 cases.
Wow.
So there is no special
Research.
treatment for this type of tumor.
So there hasn't been enough research on it
Yes.
also to make some medication.
After my first biopsy, he was telling me I was alone visiting him. Tears didn't stop from crawling on my face.
Yeah.
I felt like somebody put me on a hill and pushed me in a dark, empty space.
Is it from fear or is it from anger? What was your first feeling? Or sadness?
No, it's like it was tumor equal to death for me.
Oh, okay.
You know, and I was not expecting and no time to die.
Right. So aggressively, so quickly.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. I slept and I woke up. I'm gonna die in 6 months.
Nadine, I'm listening to what you're saying, and I don't know. I have all of these different feelings inside. I can't imagine what you were going through. So, what kind of treatment did they start you with at this point?
They didn't know what kind of treatment to give me.
Oh, they didn't know?
No.
Okay.
It was an aggressive tumor that needed an aggressive type of treatment.
Right.
This is what happened.
Okay.
But at the middle of the treatment,
Yes.
I had lots of complications. Combining radiation with chemotherapy
Right.
was almost deadly for me. They had to stop because I couldn't eat, I couldn't speak, I couldn't walk.
Oh my goodness.
My neck was burned. So
How were you able to drink water?
nothing. I used to hit my head when I drink water.
But what would make you hit your head? Was it the pain?
Yes, like electric shock in my head.
Like an electric shock?
Yes, in my head. So the nurse used to hold my head and sometimes cry on my head because she had 3 girls. And she used to cry from, imagining her girls in my situation.
Being touched from your...
Yes.
At this point, I think your hair was had fallen also.
All. They used to shave my hair every day.
Oh, every day they would
Yes,
shave it?
yes, because I asked for it.
But why would you do it every day?
Because
it would grow back?
I don't want to see my hair on my pillow.
Oh, I see. Okay.
It was so painful to see the hair on the pillow.
You know, we tend to forget these other little details that we don't think about. I mean, we know your hair fell out, but We tend to forget the seeing the details or knowing the details of seeing hair on the pillow, how that would make you feel also. These are things we don't realize.
I chose to shave my head and to be bald from the beginning. I
Right.
didn't want to see my hair and my hands,
Okay.
not even on the pillow. But I used to take my strength from other people at the hospital.
So what were you doing for a little bit of relief at this time?
Praying. I used to pray. I had another patient just next door. She used to cry non-stop. I used to hold my rosary all night and pray for both of us. But unfortunately, my prayers to her did not work.
Oh,
She was, they took her to palliative, and I never wanted to see her face. I never wanted to go where she went.
Oh,
I
you
only prayed
never met
for
her?
No, I didn't want to see her. Even though she was very close to me.
Right. You were afraid to make a connection with
Yeah, but she
somebody
gave
to
me
lose.
power. She gave me strength. Because I was not crying the way she was. It's true, I was not eating. All this bad and pain in my body, but not like her. She was dying.
And she was crying out of sadness, I guess, and frustration.
It's it's cry of
Defeat?
and yes, and cry of real pain. Nobody can understand, and I wish nobody will understand this pain.
To go through it. Just wow. This is just the beginning also of what you went through. How long? This was for 6 or 9 months?
That was for almost a year. And later, I did my PET scan. I was fine.
Oh.
Every 9 months, I had a relapse.
Okay, sorry, just to interrupt you for a second. You didn't have a surgical intervention at this point.
I wish I had. I wish I had from the beginning. The doctor was really made a big mistake not to remove it from the beginning.
Oh, did he propose this to you?
No, he didn't. And every time I used to go to see him, and there was a big question mark on his face, as if he's telling me indirectly there is no treatment for you.
Oh, did he continue your treatment throughout these years, or you changed doctors?
The first year, and I changed the doctor.
Oh.
After the first treatment, I was okay for 9 months. I had a relapse. It recurred again, and I changed doctor. But the oncologist, they give you the medication, but they don't know
What's gonna happen. They're not sure of it. It's
no,
not
they are never sure about it.
Right. So it's not just I wouldn't say the burden, but the trouble of not knowing if it's the right treatment. It's also choosing the right doctor. So you have so many different conflicts.
But no doctor is sure about the treatment. If they give it to you, they're not God.
Yeah.
They are human beings.
Yeah.
And sometimes I think we are تجربة.
Yeah, a
trial for them. We are a trial for them.
So when you found out the cancer came back, how did you feel?
Why again? Why me?
At this point, were you a little bit back to your health? Like, were you a bit back to eating, drinking, exercising?
Not exercising. I didn't have the power to exercise.
Okay.
But I started eating a little bit. I started living a little bit, because it's not life. It's like
sustaining.
Yes, it's sustaining.
Surviving.
Yeah, but I never went to the hospital. Like, I'm going there to die. No, I'm going there to go out of this hospital, because I want to live again. For my children, for my friends, for me, first of all.
When did your marital problems start? Was it at this point?
At the same time.
As your first, the first time?
At the same time.
From the beginning of your cancer?
From the beginning. All happened together. cancer,
Right.
that tumor, divorce, started my divorce. I was away from my children.
Mm-hmm.
I couldn't take care of my children, so I gave the children to my ex-husband. Because I was at the hospital continuously.
That must have been so hard to be so
I
far
lost
from them.
everything.
Right.
Every day I say, tomorrow is better, tomorrow is better. But it wasn't.
At that point, it wasn't.
Until few months ago,
Okay.
it wasn't.
Right.
Hopefully it will from now on.
It will from now on. Okay. So second recurrence. What was the treatment at that point?
Again, chemotherapy, and they thought about
No surgery yet.
no surgery,
Also.
chemo and radiation.
Okay.
And I had a small one in my chest,
Oh, another tumor in your
another
chest?
very small. But the doctors were amazed by what happened to me. My tumor spread so quickly.
Which one? The one of the larynx?
It's the same one.
Oh, okay.
The neuroendocrine carcinoma small cells spread so quickly.
Right.
It's rare. Why it's rare? Because it doesn't hit the vocal cords usually. Usually for men, not for women.
Oh, I see. Okay.
Yeah. So, giving me the treatments, they were stopping the cancer from growing, the tumor from growing.
Right.
But at a certain point, I had lesions outside. So I started doing, after second chemo, again I had relapse. Then I started my surgeries
Okay. Surgeries for?
to remove tumors from my neck.
Oh, to remove
Yes,
tumors from your
my
neck.
Yes, lesions, yes, from outside and inside. Every 3 months.
They kept
didn't stop
popping
with
up,
couple-
you mean?
Yes, yes. So another path, another battle, another kind of battle I started.
Right.
To a certain point, the doctor, I became friend with all my doctors. That was
I
a
asked
blessing
you that
for
actually.
me.
I asked you that. I
Blessing.
said,
My doctors are blessing.
yeah, how could your doctors not be touched by
I
you
have
because of
2 doctors. They are blessing in my life. Rojim Kerbil is a surgeon, ENT surgeon, head and neck.
Mm-hmm.
And Dr. Sami Fantoul, he does all my scans and my
Okay.
everything. Whatever I have, I call them. Even 5 o'clock in the morning, they are there for me.
So you were just saying that you reached a point where the doctor said you have to remove your larynx. This was
And
how
it's-
long ago?
It's called total laryngectomy.
Right.
It was 2 years back, 2 years.
So 2 years ago.
2.5.
So this is after 2 years of treatment and suffering.
After 3 years of suffering, treatments.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, I had like 3 chemotherapies, 3-4 radiations.
And all aggressive.
All aggressive.
Very strong.
Yes, very strong.
You know, it's so hard to imagine everything you went through looking at you today. Really. Okay, so they said you have to do this to remove your larynx. And so what did you decide?
I didn't accept the idea first. I asked them to do partial laryngectomy.
Oh, you asked for a partial.
Yeah, but the pain was double.
But-
Pain was double.
I'm forgetting to ask you about something because your career, it was all
Yeah.
from your voice. I mean, what was going through your mind
It
regarding
was-
your career also? I mean, everything has been
That was the issue.
right.
I said I lost. My marriage didn't work.
Was
I
it because
couldn't
of the
raise my
cancer?
children.
Was it because?
No, because all came together,
Okay.
you know.
Yeah.
And now if I lose my voice, I lose my work.
Yeah.
I like to be on screen.
Yeah.
I like to hold the mic
Mm,
and record my voice on my reports.
right.
It was my job, it was my life.
Yeah.
It was the dream that I had since I was a kid.
Yeah. Since 18 years old,
So-
you started.
Taking my voice is taking my dream. taking what's left.
We cry and then we end up laughing together.
Taking my identity. What's left for me.
Right. This is how you viewed your identity, but this is how you saw yourself. Yeah.
I was losing everything. So instead of removing all my voice, I did it gradually.
Oh.
So I did a partial laryngectomy.
That's why you had so many surgeries also?
Yeah, but
afterwards?
lesions from outside. They used to cut and remove lesions from outside. And sometimes lesions, they were more dangerous because they were all attached with veins and stuff. Yeah. I don't wanna.
Okay. We'll skip the
remember
lesions.
this, yeah.
We'll skip the lesions
So
now.
they did a partial laryngectomy.
Mm-hmm.
It was so painful. I had a hole in my neck,
Oh.
but it was fine.
The pain was all in the neck?
Oh my God! It's like when I went out of the surgery. I spent 2 nights in the recovery room with 2 boys nurses. And, you know, you have like personal stuff. You have to do it, and
Intimate.
the intimate stuff, and the other boys, and I couldn't breathe. I couldn't do anything. I was a hopeless case in my opinion.
At that time, right. There weren't any female nurses available at the time?
No.
Okay.
But they were there all the time for me. But it was so difficult that when you go out and you can't talk, you are paralyzed, you are handicapped.
Okay. Let me just understand. Where were you at this time? Were you at the hospital all this time? Or you were going in and out of the hospital?
No, I was at the hospital to do the surgery, the partial laryngectomy.
Okay. Because at one point you told me you were...
That was 2 years and a half back.
Okay.
My chemotherapist, I went to different hospitals and I did chemotherapies. When it didn't work, I did my big surgery at the American hospital.
Okay.
So I stayed like 2 weeks to recover there and came back home with half voice. So
half a voice.
Half of a voice.
What does half of a voice mean?
It
Because
means
what do you call your voice now?
I cut half of my vocal cords.
Okay.
One part of my vocal cord, it didn't work because he cut it. He removed the tumor, it was stuck there.
Okay.
Yeah.
Did it sound like you sound now?
No. Now my voice is louder.
Oh, now your voice is louder.
My voice was very low.
Okay.
Very, very low.
Okay.
And then the tumor started to spread again and again. And he had no choice but saying to me that we have to go
remove it all. There was an incident that made you decide you were...
Yeah.
You weren't sure, you were uncertain about
No, I wasn't. No, I preferred at that point, I preferred to die instead of living without a voice, without work, without everything. I had nothing.
This was, I guess, your lowest point.
Yes, but when August 4 happened...
The Beirut explosion on August 4th,
Yeah. When it happened, I received a letter from a doctor friend of mine describing the picture that he was
the events
seeing.
of that day,
Yes, the picture was so bad, so painful. People on the street dying. You know what happened. I don't want to recall all this.
Right.
So then I decided people are losing their beloved ones. So if I lose my larynx, my voice, I'm gonna find something else to do. I will live. I
Yeah.
will live. So I chose life instead of death. And why I was so close to death.
It's funny to hear this kind of decision that you have to make. I mean, this is a very, I don't want to say it's a difficult decision, it's a difficult position to be put in, to even think about something like this.
And throughout all this period that I was sick, I took my power from the pain of people, my strength through the pain of people, other people.
To make you feel better?
Of course, to make me fight for life.
Okay. So you had the complete
Yeah,
larynx removal.
yeah.
And you said it was a very difficult operation. More difficult than a cardiac operation.
Of course, it was more difficult.
Yeah, and it's hard to comprehend.
Imagine, I had few cuts in my, few surgeries and cuts in my arms and my neck. But I'm cut from one side to other side.
Wow.
I went out without a part of my body.
Yeah.
I looked at myself in the mirror with a hole in my neck. I have a hole in my neck. I didn't know from where to breathe. I couldn't breathe actually because they had to tell me from where to breathe. I lost oxygen because I didn't know.
Oh, they had to reteach you how to breathe again.
Yes.
For those of us who didn't notice, Nadine has like an apparel or an apparatus here, and to talk you have to press on it.
Yes. I talk through a voice prosthesis.
Oh, okay, a voice prosthesis. Right.
Yes. And this voice prosthesis has a valve. And that valve's open. The air goes through the valve to my mouth. And I talk, it's air. No vocal cords, no larynx, nothing.
Okay. I'm just having, overwhelmed by everything that you went through. So how long did you have to stay in the hospital when they removed your larynx? And I'm thinking of the scar, and you know, when you think of it like this, you think of...
And the scar was a big problem.
You have different images coming to your mind when you see the scar.
Yeah, the scar was really painful. ما كانت عم تشفى. It wasn't healing properly because it was very deep and big.
Oh.
Yes.
Okay.
And so it took 6 months to heal. I used to eat, drink from my nose, from a tube. I had complications.
How long did you have to stay like this? Eating from your nose?
6 months.
Drinking?
6 months. No water, no food goes
Oh,
inside.
not even water?
Nothing.
So the food would go directly to your stomach?
Yes.
Is that how it works?
Through a tube. Yeah.
How was your energy level at this point?
There was no energy. Actually, I used to lose conscious and fall on the floor. Once I fell, my door was closed, my room. And God, I tell you all the time, God wants me to live. I woke up. I don't know how I woke up, but I really woke up.
Because you fell and you hit your head?
Yes, I hit my head. The blood was all over the floor.
Wow.
So, I have something to do in this life.
You definitely have something to do. You're definitely an inspiration to so many people who are suffering from any kind of illness, I would say, not just from cancer, because your body has been through so much trauma. And this was about a year ago? Am I right?
Yes, about a year ago.
Okay.
Yeah.
And slowly you recovered?
Yes, last summer. It was The best, I got the best news.
Oh.
That I'm cancer free.
Wow.
And now I am in remission.
Okay.
I have to be cancer free
Right.
for 5 years.
Thank goodness.
Yeah.
Thank God.
Yeah. To remove the polycytes.
Right.
Yeah, I need 5 years.
Okay. Can you swim?
I can't swim.
You can't swim
No.
because you mentioned summer. It just made me
No,
think
I
of the
wish
beach.
I can swim. Swimming is
Right.
it's like the best sports
Yeah, it is
I do.
nice.
See, I can't swim.
Mhm.
Yeah. I can't do my work. I can't swim. I lost many things. But I still have something to do.
But do you think that you gained anything?
Yeah, I gained strength.
Mhm.
I gained love of other people.
Mhm.
And now, walking on the street, for example, people look at me as an example for them.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
You're somebody to look up to.
Yeah, an inspiration for everyone.
Right.
But it is painful. Sometimes
it still
I
is
feel
painful?
like
You mean
painful,
physically or emotionally?
Emotionally, it's
Right.
I put lots of effort to talk.
Right now, is it difficult for you to
Yeah,
talk?
because I am different case than others. Radiation made all the muscles inside my neck very tight.
Okay.
So the air doesn't go properly
Okay.
to my mouth to talk properly. So I put lots of effort.
An extra effort, right? How was your spirituality throughout everything you went through? Did it change? Did it increase? Did it?
It was
you
ups and downs.
Yeah.
I had ups and downs a lot.
Yeah.
I used to fight with God and Saint Charbel, but they were there for me all the time.
They were actually there for you the whole time.
Even though I was bad to them sometimes, they were there.
They forgave you.
They forgave me.
They understood, I think.
They said, Aram, she's going through a lot.
Yeah, definitely. That's an understatement. You're going through so much. So do you think like it increased, or it
Yes, of
is
course.
just reinforced?
At the beginning of this path, I went to Saint Charbel village.
Right.
I always go there. I didn't know I had the cancer, but I had the feeling. I visited him at night. There was no one in the cave. And the miracle cave, there you can drink miracle water. And he hugged me.
You felt like he hugged you.
I felt like he hugged me with his robe.
Oh, okay.
And I think...
So he enveloped you, kind of.
Yes, I think, and I'm sure about it. I don't think, I'm sure that my tumor is not spreading because he hugged me.
Okay.
He kept it where it is. He kept it where it is.
So in the end, they did take care of
Because
you.
every time I go to see my doctor, he looks at me and he says, there is something stopping this cancer from growing.
Oh, really?
And I always answer him, it's God. Saint Charbel is praying for me.
Yeah, because you started with diagnosis of 6 months, and now it's been 6 years.
They don't believe. They look at me and they don't believe. And they're very proud of themselves that they reached this point with me.
I think that shows just tremendous strength.
Yeah.
It shows tremendous power of yourself. I mean, I think you should be happy and so proud to know how strong you are that you were able to defeat this.
Yeah, but I find it a little bit hard to communicate, especially with my children.
Right. They went through a lot at the same time.
Yes.
Well, I guess with age and maturity, they will understand a little bit more what's going to happen. I mean, what you went through, obviously, they don't understand what you went through. So whenever you drink and you eat, you have to put a certain tube where you cover it.
Because the problem and the muscles.
Yeah.
The valve.
Right.
They are pushing, the muscles are pushing on the valve. The valve the water go through the valve into my lungs.
Right.
And this is very dangerous.
Mm-hmm.
It could cause pneumonia.
Okay.
Yeah.
So how are you seeing your future now? What are you looking ahead?
I live day by day.
Okay.
I think about tomorrow, but I don't really put hopes.
Okay. Do you have maybe ambitions?
Ambitions, but not hopes.
Okay.
I didn't lose hope, no.
Yeah, I understand.
Like, it's ambitions mixed with hope, but only for now.
The
because
drive to make your ambitions come true. So
I learned that tomorrow
Mm-hmm.
many good things could happen,
Mm-hmm.
and many bad things could happen.
Okay.
We never know what's hidden for us.
So you're just trying to be realistic.
But I believe in another thing, that everything is written for us.
Oh.
Yes.
You can't change
And
it?
each one of us has a cross to carry.
Mm-hmm.
And as much as you are strong,
Mm-hmm.
your cross is heavier
It's
on
heavy.
you.
But you carried your cross. Do you think you're still carrying a cross?
Yes,
Oh,
and
you're
I will
still
carry it all my life, and I'm happy to carry it.
Is it the past? You mean what you endured more than something that's
What I endured in the past, it's history for me. I don't look back.
okay?
That's why sometimes I can't. I try to write my story,
Yeah.
and I can't do it.
Mm-hmm.
Well, because it brings me back. It takes me back to where I
Oh,
was.
I see. Okay.
And I don't want to go back to where I was. I want to live the moment.
So you can write stories about the future.
Yeah. And then my hope will be
Increase.
increased. Maybe. Yes. And you gave me, you told me to write,
Yeah,
and I
you
wasn't sure about it. But yesterday I started.
Yeah, you told me
You
that.
helped
Touched
me.
me.
Thank you.
Well, you
I
have
want to
the
thank you for that.
you know it's in you, and you have the sensitivity and the
Yeah, but I
sensuality.
cried a lot.
But that's okay. It's okay to cry
A
a
glass
lot.
of wine helped me.
to drown the tears a little bit. That was so funny. You sent me the picture. That's so funny.
It helps.
Next time I'll drink the glass of wine
And
with
maybe
you.
that's why I woke up feeling better today, because I took them out of me.
Yeah.
Writing is good.
So it's not so bad writing after
Yeah.
all.
But
So maybe you can get it out of your system. You put it on, well, not paper anymore, but on the screen, and then you
Yeah.
put them away.
and I wasn't sure about speaking all the time in English.
Yeah, you did fine. We
Yeah,
started saying
I'm
it was
trying
going
to
to be a
help you the way you are
podcast.
helping me
No,
not to
it's
do.
fine. No,
not
you
to-
did great.
Yeah, not to do the subtitles and all of that.
Yeah, I guess we don't have to do them after
Yeah.
all. After this talk, do you feel a little bit better about telling your story?
It's the first time I tell really my story
Okay.
on social media,
Yeah.
on camera, and
I appreciate you telling it with me.
yeah, it's the first time.
Mhm.
And happy. I'm happy to tell my story because now I'm feeling good.
Yeah.
I'm in remission.
You're looking
Yeah.
great.
Yeah, thank you.
You're
So why
looking
not
amazing.
people take advantage of my experience in life and let them know that we're gonna face lots of problems in our life, but there are ways to solve it.
So that's what you would say to other people who are going through
Yeah.
similar ordeals as you.
There is a spotlight at the end of this tunnel.
Mhm.
Yeah, look for the spotlight, look for the light. Not around you in the dark. Look straight forward.
Did you learn anything a little bit new about yourself after this discussion? Because sometimes when you talk a lot and you open up and everything, sometimes you think about something new. Besides, you can write. Well, not you can write, but you were able to tell your story through the written word, to start at least. You didn't think you'd be able to do that before?
Before, but now, if I had the chance through your podcast to talk about my story. No, I'm very proud of what I went through.
Yeah.
And nothing can stop me from doing what I want.
You're a superwoman. Nadine, you're a superwoman. And God bless you and for everything you went through. Alhamdulillah, salame.
Alhamdulillah, alhamdulillah ala kul shay.
Yeah.
I pray every night not to have this tumor again and to find my way.
Right.
Maybe in another world. I think of leaving Lebanon. The fear now is we are living in a country where we don't find medication for cancer. This is my fear. And like all the Lebanese are thinking of leaving this country, I think of leaving this country just for my health.
Right.
If anything happened again to me, there is no medication.
I hope you won't reach that point.
Yeah, now I'm here.
Now you're here. And we're lucky to have you by our side. Nadine, thank you so much.
Thank you for giving me the chance.
Thank you for sharing your story with me. I really
appreciate it. Thank you so much, and I'm happy to reconnect.
I'm extremely happy to reconnect.
Thank you for everyone who listened to my story. And
I'm sure you inspired so many.
Yeah, hopefully.
Yeah. Thank you, Nadine.
Thank you so much.
1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4.